Welcome to Amigos Bravos. We've been protecting and restoring New Mexico's waters since 1988. Why water? Water, we take water for granted. Water is really, really important. You can't live without it. And it's always under threat. It's a commons. We all own water. It's our right. It's a human right to have clean, affordable water for all human beings and animals. And so that's why we focused on water. We're totally focused on water. And when you turn on the tap, that water is coming from somewhere. And it's being impacted by things upstream and in your neighborhood and all around you. And so how to protect that water is really critical, important, and that's why Amigos Bravos does the work that we do. Right now, we are in the midst of a huge water crisis in New Mexico. We have the drought, we have climate change happening, and we have an increased amount of pressure put on our waters by development, especially with energy development that's going on these days, oil and gas, and also mining. So our new strategic plan, which was prepared just last year, and we're in the process of finalizing it right at the moment, has two major aspects that I think are important for people to know. One is, with climate change, waters are threatened even more than ever. How do you get to the issue of climate change in terms of how do you protect water, make sure that you have the water that you need in the future in the light of climate change? And we have a number of different ways that we look at doing that, like for instance, restoring the upper watersheds so that every time it rains and snows, the soils in those upper watersheds can absorb more water and hold it for longer so that it can get delivered downstream later on in the year. But one of the things that we really looked at in this strategic plan is trying to understand the connection between energy production and greenhouse gas emissions and water, and the use of water in energy production, how much water is used to produce let's say oil and gas with the fracking and all of that, how much water is used by that industry as opposed to how much water is used by other industries like the solar and wind generating energy companies. And so we want to understand that, because I think that is critical for policy decision makers in New Mexico to understand that when they're talking about energy, they're not talking only about energy, they're talking about water. Every time you turn on your tap, you're not only bringing in water, but you're using electricity. Every time that you move water around in your house, it is using electricity, and how that electricity is being produced is also using water. So those are issues that we really want to get a handle on. So we're going to be doing a study on the energy water nexus, and we can talk more about that at other YouTube videos. The other major shift, well, it's not really a shift, but a focus of our work through the new strategic plan is are looking at how you make changes to the root causes of pollution that are caused by our own understandings and social and cultural traditions. And we're looking at the arts as being able to really address how people look at their places that they live in and how they really interact with those places. So we've started an arts and activism program in which we will use the arts to deal with issues like illegal dumping in Taos County. Illegal dumping has huge ramifications for water because people that are dumping out there in the arroyos, those chemicals, sometimes it's house paints, sometimes it's batteries, whatever it is, it all ends up in the river and in our water supply. But how do you deal with that? The traditional way is you go out and you do cleanups, and you do river cleanups, and those are very important, and we need to keep doing those every year. But we do them every year, don't we? I mean, we go back every year to do it. We need to address the root causes of that, and we believe that through the arts we can raise the awareness and the imagination of people in the community so that they can see that the trash is having an impact, and can actually we can bring the trash into the community through art projects and art artifacts, and we can get some policy changes to make it more affordable to use the waste dump here in Taos, so that people aren't just dumping out there because they can't afford to go to the dump. So those are some of the issues that that have come out of our new strategic planning session. Now, our strategic plan is available for people to see on our website, and welcome you visiting the website, seeing all of the work that we do. So one of the other things that really is important in our work is to build coalitions and to build allies. I mean, we can't do it by ourselves. I mean, here we are trying to protect the rivers of New Mexico, and there's only 6 of us on staff. It really depends on everybody working together. The river, the wetland, your favorite place needs a voice, and you can be part of that voice. We are the voice for the river and waters when we go to hearings and when we testify at the legislature. But you also can be the voice of the river, and you're adding to our voice by becoming a member of Amigos Bravos. So please do add to it. We have over 2,000 members, and we're proud of that, and we're able to really, when decision makers listen to us, when they know that we have a lot of members and that people are really concerned. So be the voice for the river, become a member, speak out in your community for the rights of the water. One really easy way to become a member of Amigos Bravos, and it's our pleasure really to do this, is to buy a raffle ticket. And I say it's our pleasure because we are going to give away a huge prize for people who buy raffle tickets who are our members. And the prize is either a trip for 2 people for a week in the beautiful Valley of the Incas in Peru at the Pisac Inn. That's the flight and a week stay there. Or, you get a choice, or an acre of land in northern New Mexico, just outside of Cuesta, right near Cabresto Canyon, or you get $3,000. Now, all of that for $25 for 1 ticket, or 5 tickets for $100, and you become a member at the same time. And so you give us your voice at the same time, and we can give one of you a great gift. So please buy a raffle ticket. You can go online to do that. You can come by the Amigos Bravos office. You can call us and help us protect and restore the waters of New Mexico. I'll say one other thing about the money that we get from the raffle sales is money that goes into our general operating for emerging issues that come up unexpectedly. Like, for instance, I talked about how the Via Vidal fight came up unexpectedly. That's where that money goes to. And it really helps us have the flexibility to take on new projects and new issues. So please buy a raffle ticket.